council meeting of August 17th, 2021 to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Here.
Lorik.
Here.
Dukenyak.
Here.
Alderman Tillman is excused. Alderman Gale.
Here.
Guzekowski.
Here. Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Barb, you want to start us off?
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That will get us to the approval of minutes of 7/20/21. Everybody please take a look at the minutes, see if there's any corrections, errors, omissions. You're satisfied? Motion, please.
Kirkowski make a motion to approve the minutes of July 20th, 2021.
Dukenyak, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Abstains.
Dukenyak.
Here. Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Abstain.
Kirkowski.
Aye. I think we got enough. Going on to item 4 and 5, these are recognitions. First, item 4, mayoral proclamation for appreciation to the 2021 Ad Hoc 4th of July Committee. Catherine, if you'd please read that in the record.
Certainly. Mayoral proclamation appreciation to the 2021 Ad Hoc 4th of July Parade Committee. Whereas on April 20th, 2021, the Mayor of Oak Creek, Daniel J. Bukevich, created an ad hoc committee to coordinate the 4th of July Parade for 2021. And whereas the ad hoc committee was charged with assembling parade participants, volunteers, entertainment, and post-parade festivities. And whereas the committee met weekly to plan, collaborate, and organize event details. And whereas the committee was instrumental in promoting pride and patriotism in the city. And whereas the 4th of July Parade was a success and well received by the City of Oak Creek community. And whereas the 2021 Ad Hoc 4th of July Parade served the city in a thorough, conscientious, and professional manner. Now therefore be it resolved on this day, Tuesday, August 17th, 2021, that I, Daniel J. Bukevich, Mayor of the City of Oak Creek, on behalf of the citizens of the City of Oak Creek, hereby congratulate the Ad Hoc 4th of July Parade Committee on a successful event. Be it further resolved that the city clerk be, and she is hereby directed to transmit a suitable copy thereof to the Ad Hoc 4th of July Parade Committee, dated this 17th day of August, 2021.
Thank you, Catherine. And again, our thanks go out to that committee for substituting in, and we look forward to getting back to the normally appointed committee to do those duties next year.
Mayor Dan, yes, if I may. After Mayor Dan's approval on April the 20th, my council colleague, Chris Guzekowski, and I, we volunteered to organize the 4th of July Parade Ad Hoc Committee, a group of citizens with incredible energy, and boy, they had a vision to properly celebrate. They immediately stepped up. We didn't have to recruit at all. So I'd like to thank the following Ad Hoc Committee members for their amazing work in putting together this year's parade. Those Ad Hoc Committee members were Jack and Lisa Marshall, Scott and Tina Koenig, TJ Anguiano, Mitchell Haig, Sue Cobbs. I'd also like to acknowledge City Communications Director Leslie Flynn. And Leslie, that was for your help in providing, I was going to say legal guidance, but then Melissa might have got upset with me. So regulatory guidance to the committee throughout the entire planning process. Again, many, many thanks to all those that were involved. A great job done by all.
Well said, Rich. Thank you. That one will require... You got something?
Yeah, I just want to personally thank Dan for stepping up, and Rich and Kuzi for doing what you needed to do on the 4th of July cause. I think it was a great parade, great celebration, and I think the city's in a better place because we managed to pull it off, and we appreciate the efforts of you guys and the citizens who stepped up and expended the effort. So thanks.
Again, well said, and congratulations on a good event. This one will require no vote. It is a mayoral proclamation. It'll go out to the appropriate party. I'm not exactly sure who gets this one, but we'll figure that one out.
Yeah, we got it here.
Item 5, this is a council proclamation. Congratulations to Spencer Barbeau for receiving an Eagle Scout Award. Catherine, if you would.
Certainly, Council Proclamation number 2111, congratulations to Spencer Baraboo for receiving the Eagle Scout Award. Whereas the conferring of an Eagle Scout is one of the highest awards that can be bestowed upon a Boy Scout. And whereas such an award is an earned award in that the recipient must perform and successfully complete and pass the rigid requirements exacted to achieve an Eagle Scout Award. And whereas less than 4% of all Scouts actually achieve the goal. And whereas at a court of honor, an Eagle Award was confirmed upon Spencer Baraboo on August 1st, 2021. And whereas as his Eagle project, Spencer planned and secured donations for a project that would benefit the Oak Creek Historical Society and its visions alike. And whereas neglected paths at the Oak Creek Historical Society were dug out, new weed barriers were installed, edging was straightened, and new stone was spread onto the pathways. And whereas in addition to repairing the pathways, 8 wooden benches were sanded down, repaired, and stained, providing a space for visitors, young and old, to rest as they wander the grounds of the Oak Creek Historical Society while learning about our great city. And whereas Spencer recruited and coordinated the efforts of 34 volunteers to assist with the construction, installation, and repairs, putting in a total of over 287 man-hours of work. And whereas the Oak Creek Common Council wishes to recognize this noteworthy achievement of Spencer Baraboo. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Common Council of the City of Oak Creek hereby extend their congratulations to Eagle Scout Spencer Baraboo for having an Eagle Scout Award conferred upon him by the Boy Scouts of America. Be it further resolved that this proclamation be spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and the city clerk be and she is hereby directed to transmit a suitable copy thereof to Spencer Baraboo, dated the 17th day of August, 2021. Presented and adopted the 17th day of August.
Thank you, Catherine. I was fortunate enough to be invited to Spencer's award ceremony when he was honored and pinned with the rank of Eagle. Impressive young man. Is anybody familiar with Spencer? He picked a project that really impacts both young and old at the Historical Society, and coincidentally, about a week before that, I was at the Historical Society's summer picnic, so I got to see his work. 287 man-hours went into this, but more importantly was the 12-year journey it takes to become an Eagle Scout. And Oak Creek's blessed with quite a few. It's a testament to our community, our parents' commitment. It all goes hand in hand, and it's a great show of servant leadership. And Spencer is not only a role model for his troop, but a role model here in the city. So my congratulations with the city and myself and the entire council. Congratulations, Spencer. Anybody else? Okay, seeing none, motion please for Spencer.
You'll move to approve Council Proclamation 21-11. Congratulations to Spencer Baraboo for receiving the Eagle Scout Award.
Roll call.
Alderman Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye. Item 6 is under new business, and those are consideration of some ordinance changes, repealing and recreating certain sections of, I'll just leave it at section 7. I won't read out every section because it will be up to you. But it really, the municipal code, it's regarding intoxicating liquors and fermented malt beverages. So, Catherine, you want to start us out with that one?
Deputy City Clerk Krista Miller is here, and she put in many hours revising this chapter.
So this is a result of the state, recent change by the state. The state, because of COVID, had decided that they were going to allow bars and restaurants to serve alcoholic drinks in to-go containers. We wanted to make sure that our code synced up with theirs. So we implemented this change, put that in there, and at the same time, since I was looking at that change and updating it for that, I looked at the rest of the code between 7.080 to 7.95, making sure that everything was still in sync. There are a couple of state statute references that no longer applied because the state had repealed them, either recently or as far back as 1989. Most of the changes were housekeeping. We have a fee resolution that we do every year. All of our fees for intoxicating liquors and fermented malt beverages are in that fee resolution. However, our code still referenced section 3.40, so those are the changes that were made. Pretty standard.
Thank you, Krista. Any questions for Krista regarding any of the changes? Sections here. A lot of it's housekeeping. The biggest one was
The to-go
carry-out
containers.
containers.
And that was just bringing it in line with the state statute.
Thanks for your work, mind-numbing stuff, so.
Yeah. Thank you, Krista.
Okay. Seeing no discussion or questions, motion on 6, please.
Kirkowski will make a motion that the council adopt ordinance number 3014, repealing and recreating section 7.82, 7.86 sub C, 7.94 sub A, 7.95 sub B, repealing section 7.83 sub B, renumbering and recreating section 7.83 C, and amending section 7.84 sub B sub 1, 7.84 sub C, and 7.84 sub F of the municipal code regarding intoxicating liquors and fermented malt beverages.
Oracle second.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye. Item 7 is consideration of a motion to concur with the mayor's reappointments to the Board of Health for a 3-year term. The following individuals, Gary Hens and Jose Oliva. Questions? Before we do the roll, I want to thank these 2 individuals for coming back for another 3-year term and sharing their time, talent, and experience to make Oak Creek a better place. Particularly the year we had in health last year, it'd be easy to say, I'll move on to something else. But thanks to these individuals for coming back. Greatly appreciate it. No further questions or comments? Motion, please.
Gail move to concur with the mayor's reappointments as listed.
Guzekowski, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
And item 8 is the treasurer's report. This is informational and it's summarized on our banking and investments for the month ending June 30th. And we have Barb with us tonight. Hey,
Thank you.
Barb.
Good evening. So for the month ending June 30th, 2021, our beginning balance was $54,269,867. Ending balance $51,582,204. Interest earned for the month was $18,720. Decrease between beginning and ending balance was $2,687,663. The larger monthly activity, we had tax collection of $1,114,926. We received some ARPA funds for $1,901,043. We paid out a tax settlement from the April and May tax collection to the other taxing jurisdictions of $4,358,392. And we paid some debt service payments of $1,214,781.
Oh, it's a lot of money moving hands. Questions, comments? None? No? Barb, this is kind of just kind of the gear up because tax season, you're going to have to get ready come fall again here. Well, thank you for the work. Appreciate it. Pass it on to Sarah as well.
Thank you, Barb.
That will get us to item 9, and that concerns the health department. We've been asked to hold that. They need to tweak a few things in the memorandum of understanding and bring it back September the 7th. So if we could have a motion to hold and revisit it on the 7th.
Kirkowski will make a motion to hold resolution number 12259-081721.
Oracle second.
Roll call.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Item 10 is presentation by our fire department, and this concerns the 2021-26 strategic plan. And in front of us is Chief Kresick to start the presentation.
Hey, good evening. Mike Kresick, representing the Fire Department this evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak regarding our strategic plan. I would be remiss if I also didn't introduce Lieutenant Jesse Techmiller, firefighter Dan Resner, and firefighter Ian Perry. More on them and their involvement in a bit. Back in February, earlier this year, we started our strategic planning journey at the Fire Department. We've reached the end of document creation. There's much work ahead of us, but we've reached a point where a strategic plan is in place, and we're going to use this opportunity tonight to present that plan to you. Back in August 6th, plans were distributed to each council member. Certainly, if there are any questions, either after tonight's presentation or at any point in the future, my door is open to talk about that strategic plan. A little bit of background. Our last strategic plan at the Fire Department was developed in 2017. It dovetailed with the city's development of a very successful strategic plan. And at that time, we essentially homebrewed our own plan to build off the work that the city had already done. Our next strategic plan was very important for us to develop a community-driven plan, to go out to the community and get their inputs and feedback on the department and the department's operations. That was critical for the development of our upcoming strategic plan. It was also very important to utilize facilitators. As I said, we homebrewed our plan in 2017. The opportunity to bring in an outside agency to help facilitate a conversation, to expand on the work that we would do internally was very important to us as an organization. And thank you to the council, the funding was made available for us to do that. So we certainly had the opportunity to bring in some outstanding facilitators. It was also important to communicate that plan to the city. I'm not sure how many people knew we had a 2017 strategic plan. I'm not sure how many people in our own organization knew that. And we own that. Our goal with this was to make sure that we put that plan out there for all to see. It was absolutely critical to have fire department buy-in. We have very talented individuals in our organization. And the boots on the ground, the crews that provide the service, know what will make that service better. They interact with the citizens on a daily basis, from inspectors to our crews on emergency calls. Having their input was critical to the development of a plan that was truly something that was going to improve our service to the community. Community-driven plan. We had to ask the community what they thought about the fire department. We were at the tail end of, at that point, that phase of the pandemic. It was done via Zoom, and we had 43 community members participate in an input session. That's a fantastic turnout. For a city our size, that was a very good turnout. A little bit of the history of who participated. The mayor, 3 aldermen, city administrator, board and commission members, city employees, school board district members, and many citizens. We had a very wide-ranging number of people and those that were involved in many different aspects of the community. Those that were active in city government, those were active out in the community. Now, the participants were asked to provide feedback really on 4 areas: the programs we provided, the expectations they had for their fire department, the concerns they had about their fire department, and if there were any positive aspects about the organization. The strategic plan that was distributed lays everything out. All the feedback that was obtained is included in that plan. We have bared our souls on what the community feedback was provided to us. I certainly encourage you to take a look at that and see what that feedback was. But I'll hit on a couple high points. For expectations for the fire department: prompt, rapid response, and to make our response times public. Be a community resource. Volunteer and educate the community. Maintaining and continue to provide effective and high-quality emergency medical services, and provide a solid fire suppression program in the community. I will tell you, as the fire chief of the Oak Creek Fire Department, those expectations resonate with me, and I expected that those would certainly be in the top 10, and obviously they made the top 4. Now, the concerns that the community had for our department, budgetary, both in terms of how much we cost and what is our funding profile look in the future. And that kind of goes in with the next item on that list, the ability to keep up with the growth of the community. Obviously, that ties into budgetary finances. Adequate staffing levels. and then response times. So again, the concerns that we saw are certainly those that we anticipated we might see, and they kind of resonate with where we want to go with our strategic plan and address some gaps moving forward. Out of the community feedback, out of our own internal work group sessions, we came up with 6 strategic initiatives. The areas of human resources, workforce development, public outreach, internal communications, health and safety, a community paramedicine program, and physical resources. Out of those 6 strategic areas, we developed 21 objectives to address any gaps or improve services we have. At the beginning of the presentation, I talked about the need for fire department buy-in. We had 16 members as part of the strategic planning team for the department. 16 volunteers that stepped forward to work on this team. Now, some got the tap on the shoulder by me, but certainly they all volunteered to work on the strategic planning team. Firefighters, including a 1-year firefighter, up through the command staff. So the input in this plan, the dedication to this plan was across our entire organization. 4 members now with Battalion Chief Scott Caston here, all participated in that plan. They have a vested interest in this plan. The ideas that were developed by the members of this team, they weren't my ideas, it wasn't my command staff's ideas, it was the team's ideas. And I'm 100% behind the objectives developed by this group. So I certainly want to acknowledge their efforts and thank them for their work on this planning process. Like I said at the beginning, you have a very talented fire department. You have a very talented group of firefighters and lieutenants. This project, this plan shows that. Does the council know we had a mission statement? Probably like our 2017 strategic plan, it probably wasn't well known that the fire department had a mission statement. Our previous mission statement was prevent harm, provide care, protect each other, and take responsibility. It was easy, it was to the point. As part of our strategic planning process, this team, the strategic planning team, spent the time to say, we had a great mission statement, we're gonna make it better. And I'll close with the mission of the organization. The dedicated professionals of the Oak Creek Fire Department are committed to preventing harm, providing care, and protecting the community from all risks and hazards. Our priority as a community-driven organization is to exceed the expectations of those we serve. Thank the council for their time. I'd be happy to answer any questions or take any feedback.
Questions for Chief Kresick?
Sure. Chief Alderman Dukniak, 3rd District. While you were in the process of gathering the community input or information, any surprises from both the feedback that you received or any surprises about things that you didn't hear about but maybe you were expecting to?
I don't know that I would say that there were necessarily any surprises. As we went into this process, we did an extensive amount of research into our organization. And being an accredited agency, we kind of went through the ringer early on. We knew where our gaps were, we knew where our gaps are. But we wanted to see how those meshed with the community's expectations. You know, I think in my presentation to a smaller work group, there were a couple of key items I pointed out related to us being advocates for the city and being more involved in the community in terms of volunteerism and community events. So if those two maybe struck me as most interesting and maybe a little bit of surprise and something that we did key on.
Great, thank you, Chief.
Others, Steve?
Chief, when you talked about some of your budgetary impact or concerns, did you come up with any, this might be too premature, did you come up with any ideas or thoughts that, like you discussed, that aren't part of the plan, like how we can buy this piece of equipment or, you know, get more firefighters and not, you know what I'm getting at.
Absolutely, and that's a fantastic question. So where we are in the process right now is we have the plan in front of us. We have the document in front of us. The hard work starts now. Now we start to assemble our work groups and we start to hit those objectives and start to build off of those. Now, there are multiple objectives related to apparatus, to the deployment of our personnel the way they are, to staffing, to what our department structure looks like. So certainly all those, as we get the work groups in play, we'll start to look at those and develop some strategies and ideas that we can then bring back that maybe relate to how to improve our service to the community. So it's still early on.
I don't know if I mentioned this once before, and it is part of the some of the feedback you got. It might have been a couple months ago. We had an incident at the house behind us with a single mother with 2 kids and 2 dogs, and they had smoke in the house. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I would tell you, if you had polled all the neighbors of how they felt about the response, it would have given you exemplary comments because, and the police were involved too. I mean, they showed up because they were nearby and they did what they had to do, and we were just totally impressed with the response. For an unknown, house with smoke and 2 kids in there, and they went right into action. It was very impressive.
Thank you for the comments. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike, for the effort you and your department and your staff. Appreciate the hard work. Obviously, looking forward to results and improvements as we go. Reading at the mission statements, looking at us in the face here. The first half of it's kind of we'd expect it out of mission statement. The second half is very aspirational, and I'm looking forward to you folks. The cultural impact that inside the organization that means. Appreciate the good work.
Thank you, Alderman Gill. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate that comment about the mission statement.
I'll just, Andrew, do you have anything?
I mentioned, it really goes to what was spoken about early on. There's 2 different ways you can go with really a strategic action plan. One is kind of the city's strategic action plan where we lay out, we're going to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, and furtherance of that, and furtherance of set objective or goal. Here it's a little more general, and behind the scenes, as Chief Kresick mentioned, they're going to put together those work groups, and they're going to have to think about, okay, how do we dissect this, and what steps do we need to take to get after set objective? So it's completely a preferential way to go about it, keeping things a little more general, and then laying a detailed work plan together. The details of the council will need to make some decisions. The details the department leadership will need to make certain decisions for the organization's improvement. I just pointed that out in our small work group as well, that it's not wrong or right, or it's just a preference, the way a strategic plan's laid out. So look forward to seeing a little more of those details on how you move forward. Chief, you'd also mentioned, and I think it's probably worth its weight in gold to go through the strategic planning process, to have your leadership, tenured and not so tenured, go through the process. Was probably worth the $20,000 or so that we had because that's professional development. And I see the group and know the group in the back. I know Chief's going to be here for, I think he said 15 or 20 more years, but I think when all is said and done, we are in good hands for really just continued leadership and service to the community well into the future. So. Thanks for going through the process.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I do just want to dovetail on that. That meant that strategic planning team, those 15 members excluding me, it was outstanding professional development for them. It was an opportunity to do some very non-firefighter things, and they did an outstanding job. I can't say enough about the efforts of our planning team.
That was well said, Andrew. And just a couple of words, Steve came up with the comments, and again, the city always raves about you. I watched you guys rip out a couple of fire engines this morning over on Putes, and you guys were there without a doubt from the time I heard the sirens to when I seen you pull in there. Happened to be in the area. These strategic plans, everybody kind of looks at them and goes, are they necessary, or are we wasting our time? there's an old saying that if you fail to plan, it's a plan to fail. Our fire department has never done that. They've always been proactive, and this is really a shining example of it to the public. And that's what results in those comments that Steve gave. And I also want to say, I think it was really a great idea for you to have the youngest members as well as most senior members of the department there with different points of views, different age brackets, different wants, different needs, different thoughts of what's going on. This is what's going to keep Oak Creek competitive, ahead of everybody, ahead of the curve, and really just accomplish all the things it sets out in these plans. And these plans are flexible as they go, but if you don't have this roadmap, you cannot achieve anything. So thank you to you and your staff for taking this upon yourself. I know you guys did accreditation, but it gets even tougher when you're internally looking at yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
That is it. Anything else for Mike? Okay.
Thank you, council, for your time this evening.
Thank you, Chief. That will get us to item 11 in community development. It's consideration of a resolution approving a certified survey map for mini rentals on the properties at 400 East Oak. And Doug's here to explain that for us.
Thank you. The first of two CSMs this evening is for the property at 400 East Oak Street. This divides the parcel, it's an industrial parcel with several buildings on it, into a parcel containing all these various buildings, as well as a parcel for future development. Following the division, each of those proposed parcels will exceed the minimum lot requirements for the M1 manufacturing zoning district. And there's no development or redevelopment proposed at this time for lot 2. But just please note, and we'll include that in our comments, and have it back to the developer, that future plans must maintain a minimum 30% open space requirement for each parcel. And I think at the Plan Commission meeting was brought up, there was a question from one of the neighbors whether or not that in fact was the case. And I did verify with the city's environmental engineer that proposed lot 1 does maintain the 30%. And as lot 2 develops, we would also maintain that minimum 30%. Per an earlier CSM, which created that parcel in 2012, any additional development of that property will require a stormwater management plan. This is an older property that has developed kind of piecemeal over the years, and there was never really a coordinated regional stormwater or attempt for stormwater management. That's been put over the threshold now. Any future development will require a stormwater management plan. And also the extension of water and sanitary sewer would need to be coordinated with the water and sewer utility. There was also some question brought forward. I think you may have been copied on a letter from one of the residents regarding the obligation to extend sanitary sewer. I think Mike did some research on that, and he can report back that that obligation was met as part of the initial development of lot 1. And I think it was about 700 feet of sanitary sewer that was installed at the developer's cost. So as lot 2 develops, we'll have to go through the process and determine the sanitary sewer needs for that development. And there may be some decisions to be made about how we serve, or if we need to serve the remainder of the houses on Oak Street as well. But both of those items were looked into, and I think we've got some satisfactory resolution on both those issues. And the Plan Commission at their meeting of July 13th also did review this request, and they recommended approval of the CSM.
Great, thank you, Doug, and appreciate the follow-up with that resident. He was here, he waited through a rather long meeting to get to it. Questions. Questions, comments from commission? Anybody? Okay, seeing none, motion please.
Sorry, this did come to me. Doug, the stormwater management plan, will that pertain to just the new parcels carved out, or the existing parcels will have to run into that plan as well?
Well, if there is additional development on the parcel 1, then that would also apply to that, but certainly to the new parcel.
Okay, then motion on 11, please.
Council can make a motion to council adopt resolution number 12254-081721, a resolution approving a certified survey map submitted by Scott Satula Mini Rentals, Inc. for the property at 400 East Oak Street.
Oracle second.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye. Aye. And item 12 is consideration of a resolution for a certified survey map for the property at 10855 South 10th Street. Doug?
Thanks again. The applicant is requesting approval of this CSM, which redivides this property on 10th Avenue into an additional 3 new single-family residential lots along South 10th Avenue. All of these lots obviously do meet the minimum requirements for the RS2 single-family residential zoning district. The remainder of the property, about 30 acres, contains a majority of the wetland, floodway, and floodplain areas, and that will be considered an outlot. So essentially, that's not going to be developable unless it's further changed in the designation to a parcels or to additional certified survey maps. There is, as part of this CSM, a dedication of 30 feet for a future public extension of Becker Road, just north of proposed Lot 1. We already have 30 feet of that, so it allows for a future extension of that street to serve the interior of that outlot. There are a few technical corrections that the Plan Commission requested. Those will be made as part of the map, but they have reviewed this request again, and they have recommended approval of the CSM subject to those conditions.
Great, thank you, Doug. Questions for Doug? Ken?
Sorry, Doug, it's not really clear here, Doug, that there's no border on the map I have in front of me. Lots 1, 2, and 3. Outlot 1 doesn't appear to have wetlands on it. So, you mentioned something along the lines that would have to be
Outlot 1 is actually the 30 acres. That's what's left of the parcel.
Entire square.
Yeah.
Oh, so the wetlands are included in, okay. Sorry. So if you, to develop outlot 1, you'd have to.
Yeah, I mean, further subdivision, whether it be by subsequent CSMs or a subdivision plat, we take into account the presence of the wetlands and the floodplain, and we'll deal with those appropriately.
Other questions? Okay, seeing none, motion please.
Gail, move to approve resolution 12257-081721, approving a certified survey map submitted by Michael Murphy for the property at 10855 South 10th Avenue.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
And that brings us to item 13 in engineering, and that's consideration of a resolution approving a stormwater management practices maintenance agreement with OC Holdings LLC for the Komatsu outside storage and paving project located at 10001 South Howell Avenue. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, so council is aware of the approvals that Komatsu recently acquired for their outdoor storage, which requires some additional paving on the back portion of the parcel. That's just very basically, that's additional impervious area, which triggered stormwater management. They have an approved plan, and this is the standard agreement that establishes their responsibility to maintain that stormwater, the stormwater management infrastructure.
Great. Questions for Mike about Komatsu? Nothing? No, we did at planning, we kind of went over this early summertime, I guess it was actually late winter, early spring. And this is really an example of where development and expansion actually helps stormwater management. I think it is a positive. It's a win-win for both. So, there's no further questions. Motion, please.
Gail will move to approve resolution number 12258-081721, approving a stormwater management practices maintenance agreement with OC Holdings LLC for the Komatsu outside storage and paving project located at 10001 South Howell Avenue.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
And item 14 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the city
authorizing city application to WISDOT for a T grant to assist in the cost of required road improvements related to the development of 9141 South 13th Street. And if successful, enter into a state municipal agreement for road improvements. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. So yes, the property, 9141, 18.4 acre site, developing with a large facility, 341,000 square foot facility. They are required to do some improvements to 13th Street basically at the new driveways for the property, some turn lanes and some acceleration and deceleration lanes for the safe transportation in and out of the facility. And they had approached the city to see if we could assist them with some of the cost of this, the transportation improvements, by sponsoring a T grant, and that is the Transportation Economic Assistance program through WISDOT, and basically that supplies funding for development that either creates or retains jobs in a community. And so I thought that that's a pretty good thing for the city to support, to sponsor this grant application and assist with the development of the parcel. And so that is our recommendation, that we are directed then to apply for the grant. And then what we would need to do, this is a requirement of it, is we would actually need to be the owner, advertise the project as if it's a public city project. So we would advertise it, we'd open the bids, evaluate the bids and award the work, and then basically facilitate the construction. The city would then receive the grant money, and then the property owner would supplement that such that the city's cash outlay is net zero at the end. So not sure if I have anything else to add, if there's any questions, but really the timing of this is we want to work with them, hit this hard and get this constructed before the winter yet this year. So we're going to move on this right away tomorrow if there's an approval.
Questions for Mike? Greg?
Just a couple questions. It says that it's an application. Is this a guaranteed grant? Or if not, if it's denied, does the developer then cover 100% of the costs?
I think that there may be a second option available, and I guess I would have either Andrew or Max comment on that, but no, it is not guaranteed.
Okay. Now, is the city limited to a certain number of these grants? For example, if this one goes through, are we then not able to apply for other ones?
Not that I'm aware of. I think every application gets evaluated on its own merits.
Okay, thank you.
Want me to chime in on that? I could, just to further that discussion. This T grant really impacts two different developments, and the more attractive from the grant perspective is the industrial, the industrial user with the jobs. It also impacts the Avid Hotel to the south. We've been in discussions with the developer over the many months on whether the city would participate in this T grant cost sharing arrangement. And we're open to hearing about that if indeed we don't get selected, or just partnering in general. We're actually well within our half-mile boundary to the TID 16 Amazon, so we have pretty easy funding source there to help assist lift both developments off the ground. And of course, we're not talking a significant amount of money here in the end. So having furthered those conversations, I'd imagine. Award of grant or not award of grant would inform those discussions further. Certainly, we're open. We've signaled we're open to partnering on that.
Okay. Anyone else? Ken?
Mike, remind me, because I don't remember. What is the timeline on the county's reconstruction on South 13th Street? parcels there north of Ryan. Hey, Ryan, Putes and Putes.
Yes, I could tell you that from Drexel to, from Putes to Drexel is 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So this
so
is
it's
not gonna bear on-
unclear that next segment down at
So
this
the county
point.
doesn't have plans on the board already that are gonna be impacted by this, right?
Correct.
Or unlikely?
If nothing further, motion.
Guzekowski makes a motion that the common council approve resolution number 12262-081721, a resolution authorizing a city application to WISDOT for a T grant to assist in the cost required for road improvements related to development at 9141 South 13th Street, if successful, to enter in a state municipal agreement for road project.
Yeah, 1 second.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
And item 15 is our license committee. I will turn that over to Alderman Kirkowski at this time.
Thank you, Mayor. I trust everybody's had an opportunity to review the items on tonight's License Committee report. Does anybody have any cares, questions, or concerns? All right, hearing none, Kirkowski make a motion to grant the various license requests as listed on the August 17th, 2021 License Committee report.
Dukenyak, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
And items 16 and 17 are vendor summary reports. We will take them separately, but if you will take a look at item 16 first, and that is the vendor summary report for July 28th, 2021. And if there are no questions, motion.
Gail moved to approve the July 28, 2021 vendor summary report in the total amount of $1,219,706.51.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale. Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
And item 17 is our vendor report ending August 11th, 2021. Everybody please take a look. Direct your questions to the appropriate party if present. And when you're satisfied and I hear no questions, motion.
Gail moved to approve the August 11, 2021 vendor summary report in the total amount of $867,698.91.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
And item 18 is consideration of a motion to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute, Section 19.85, to discuss the following. Item A, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, to consider a purchase and sale agreement with Oak Creek Land Holdings LLC for the property at 8850 South 5th. And item B, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, to consider the purchase and sale agreement with Wispark LLC for the property located at 10304 South Oakview Parkway. President Gale?
Thank you, Mayor. Gail will move to convene in this closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute Section 19.85 to discuss the following. A, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, to consider a purchase and sale agreement with Oak Creek Lakeside Land Holdings LLC for the property located at 8850 South Fifth Avenue. And B, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, to consider a purchase and sale agreement with Wispark LLC for the property located at 10304 South Oakview Parkway.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
We will now convene into closed session and resume at its conclusion.
We will now consider a motion to reconvene into open session.
Thank you, Mayor. Gail moves to reconvene in the open session.
Guzekowski will second. Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
And item 20 is consideration to take action on said items A and B. I'm sorry, on 21. Consideration of resolution approving the purchase and sale agreement of Oak Creek Lakeside Land Holdings LLC. That's at 8850 South Fifth Avenue.
Thanks, Mayor. Gill will move to approve resolution 12260-081721, approving a purchase and sale agreement with Oak Creek Lakeside Land Holdings LLC.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye. And item 22 is consideration of a resolution approving the Oakview Business Park purchase and sale agreement with Wis Park LLC at 10304 South Oakview Parkway.
Thank you, Mayor. Gill will move to approve resolution 12261-081721, approving the Oakview Business Park purchase and sale agreement with Wis Park LLC.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye. Okay, and that'll get us to adjournment. And before we adjourn, just a couple things, a lot of things happening in Oak Creek. Farmers market's continuing on this weekend. Our pop-up beer garden starts Thursday night through Saturday. And the skate park, we are celebrating the official opening of the skate park, although the kids discovered it long ago and have been utilizing it. So please take some time. That's Saturday morning at 10, Leslie? From 10 to 2. Going to have some special guests there. Trying out the skate park for us, people that really know what to do with those things. So looking forward to that.
I'll be on vacation for that, so.
Okay. Excellent. 10 o'clock, I believe. So lots to do here this weekend, and the weather's supposed to be nice. So get out there, enjoy, and discover Oak Creek. So with that, adjournment, please.
Guzekowski make a motion to adjourn. Oracle second.
Roll call.
Alderman Dukenyak.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you. And again, thanks to staff. Great job as always. Appreciate it.